Hello again, everyone. Saka here, and welcome to the last episode of this season of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the 2019 mod, and the 2021 car set. We are here at ISM Raceway. Brandon on the pole for 32 laps here. The championship race, whoever finishes the highest between Brandon, myself, Denny Hamlin looking to our inside, and Ryan Blaney a few rows back. On that inside, we will be pitting probably around lap 16. Try to split this race in half as best we can. It's all come down to this: 36 races and an all-star race, waiting for the last green flag, and we are racing here in Phoenix. Good jump, Brandon to the inside. We'll take that dog leg. No worries. On the inside, no out of bounds here at Phoenix, and we will get set up for turn one. Very loose on the bottom. If you touch that paint, the car likes to go around. Chase Elliott, though, making Denny Hamlin's life hard. With all these other cars racing the championship for, anything can certainly happen. Trying to get the car slowed down in as straight a line as possible going into turn three, as 3 and 4 is very slick. Brandon using all of the racetrack and then some, and we gap them just a bit. So we want to be as far in front of them as possible coming down to pit road if there are green flag pit stops. Unknown, with a very loose racetrack and those guys running side by side behind us. Who knows if there will be a yellow, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. Just trying to conserve tires, let Brandon use his stuff up a bit and play the long game as best we can. Since we're not under direct pressure from Chase Elliott, then we can afford to roll out just a little bit and sort of maintain. Denny Hamlin's trying to give everything on the bottom, however. He is our biggest competition, I feel. I don't see Ryan Blaney at all, so Ryan will have some work to do if he wants to try to get this championship. And it looks like Denny Hamlin is going to use all of that down to the apron as well. The AI do like to run that apron if they are on the bottom going into that dog leg, so they use all of the racetrack and then some. That apron will de-wedge the car. If they have a tight race car, they can get on the apron and help that car pivot and turn. But this setup's pretty free. We don't need any extra help getting around the corners, that is for sure. One thing we do have to be mindful of is that right rear tire. As that rear end tries to come around, getting the power down, we can light up that right rear very easily. You can see Brandon a little unstable in the middle of the corner, sort of wobbling back and forth, pitching and catching the car, saving it multiple times throughout the corner. And I do like our speed overall, but it does look like Denny Hamlin has gotten around Chase Elliott, so if he is faster, he may be making his way up. Brandon choosing not to upset the car, getting on the flat part of the apron. So we have a bit stronger approach going into turn one, and it looks like we can hook that bottom a little bit better. But Chase Elliott fighting back. It looked like he was trying to get to the inside of Hamlin, so that is the best thing for us, is if our my Chevy compatriot can keep Denny Hamlin behind. But slowly and surely, Denny is closing that gap. I'm not sure what the AI strategy will be when it comes to tires. We need almost a full tank, about 1.5 cans, so maybe 4 tires will be the way to go. And then that also depends on what everyone else is doing. Certainly, you can go a lap down here if you pit too early and get nabbed. And with one race to get it done, this is not the time to be hyper aggressive. If we can see the leader, no worries. It's when we start doing the desperation moves of trying to out-strategize that we might get ourselves in a heap of trouble. But that purple FedEx Toyota is growing in the mirror ever so slightly. We are taking care of our tires just a bit. I don't know if Denny Hamlin is using up his stuff to try to catch us, but laps clicking by very quickly these last few laps of the season. Hard to believe we started in February. Seems like just yesterday we were doing the Daytona 500, but then again, it's been a long season with a lot of rights and lefts this particular year. Looking forward to any possible 22 new body next-gen cars that are being made. Definitely going to roll with that next year for sure, and hopefully the paint team will have some good paint schemes, and we can have a set driver roster for next February. Car trying to push in the middle of the corner, so we're losing a little bit of that tire wear. Tire wear is a certain factor for here, for sure. As those tires wear, the lap times do increase. Into the wall just a skosh, no worries. Trying to get everything we can out of it, and Hamlin has paced fourth place for sure. Just a scant few drivers behind Chase, but it looks like Denny is using that apron, hooking that bottom line, and trying to drive as straight off the corner as possible. Kind of overdrove 3 there. We want to be right on that wall on the entry to help the car pivot. If you wash up, you can get into the nasty stuff a few grooves up, and that will really want to bring the car around. As the tires wear, it might be a legitimate strategy, but while we still have some grip, we want to be on the bottom of the racetrack. Denny's looking a little low offline, so interesting enough. But we did catch Brandon a little bit in that corner, trying to get that drive down the straightaway. See if we can get him into turn 1. Historically, we're a little better into turn 1. It looks like we can keep the car under us a little better. And good drive. Brandon gets that exit down the straightaway a little bit faster, but both of us leave Denny Hamlin. So, interesting enough, we're a little bit better on corner entry, which historically is not the right way to go, but the yellow flag is out, and this will allow us to pit under yellow, and a big plume here on the dogleg, and some skid marks. Let's take a look-see and see what happened. Chris Buescher's engine grenaded at the finish line. He's slow. Oh, and hard goes Michael McDowell and Ryan Newman. Ross Chastain with nowhere to go. Quinn Houff sliding as well. And Eric Jones just barely gets through. Look out, Anthony. Yeah, just hoping those guys can get through okay. On board with Eric Jones. You see it all going down in front. Big cloud, can't see, stays in the gas. And whoo, evasive maneuvers. Just barely getting around that 17 of Chris Buescher. Yep, it was that close. So lap 14 of 32, just a few laps before myself and Brandon were going to come in and split this race in half. And it may be unpopular, but I want 4 tires. Since we're going more than halfway, I want as much good rubber as I can. 4 tires and fuel, boys, let's go. Right sides are on. Is Brandon going for 4 as well? Yes, indeed he is. So we will be even Steven. Denny Hamlin with 2, and a bunch of guys take 2 tires as well. Can't get around Brandon, but we'll get to the scoring line, and we will see where we line up for this particular restart. Coming to lap 18, Tyler Reddick is the 1 car, 1 lap down, and Denny Hamlin is your championship leader. 2 cars in front of us is Ryan Blaney, green flag in the air, and all these cars in front of us only have 2 tires. So I think Brandon is the first on 4, and we are the second car on 4 tires. Also, we're not sure if any of these guys decided to take fuel only as well, but we have to make the most of these tires. Give it a few laps, let those pressures and temperatures come in, charge that bottom, looking 3 wide. Ooh, Eric Almirola almost into Brandon, and that's where a non-chase driver can affect that championship. Brandon looking 4 wide, possibly on that dogleg under Bowman, Logano, and Byron. And hard charging down to that inside. Ryan Blaney de-wedging the car on that apron just a bit. Brad Keselowski filling up our mirror. And oh, Joey Logano checks up William Byron. We'll take advantage of that. Thank you, good sir. And there is the line that we want to run. Hook that bottom as best we can. Get that run. Bowman drifts up in front of Logano. We will follow Blaney through, right through the dogleg, and see if we can get that approach going into turn 1. Not 3 wide in front of us, no sir. Not going to happen. Eric Almirola looking to our inside, forcing the issue. We're 3 wide. Almirola drops back, and oof, get around that and to the inside of Logano and get away from Eric. Dive bomb under Ryan Blaney, 3 wide with Joey Logano on that outside. Brandon is free and clear, riding up in 3rd. Alex Bowman on the top, use that dog leg, not cut the course too awful much, and get around the lap car of Tyler Reddick. If we can get around Reddick, that may send Ryan Blaney back a bit. And good run off, single file. Don't you do it, Reddick. Don't block me down to the hot dog stand or I will punt you, good sir. Down the inside and clear, riding in 5th. Martin Truex Jr. will be our next opponent. Brandon making that charge, trying to get to the inside of Chase Elliott. So Denny Hamlin on right side tires. I know that much for sure. In the later stages of this run, he is going to really start dropping back on those 32 lap left side tires. That is not going to bode well for his overall speed. We'll make short work of Martin Truex Jr. as well, trying to get that drive on the bottom. Martin fighting back on that high side, giving us everything we've got. Clear, but I'm not going to drift up in his way too awful much. Really drive in and make our point and settle in for Chase Elliott, and that is the championship right in front of Chase. Brandon looking to the inside of Denny Hamlin, trying to make that pass. If Brandon can make that stick, Brandon will assume the lead and the championship lead coming off the corner, and there we go. Brandon to the point. We're running in 4th, as you can see. We have Chase Elliott to go. We'll make short work of Chase, trying to hook that bottom. He gives us the groove. Nice and respectful young man. Ha ha, nice to see ya. Make that pass down the inside. Try to get as much throttle down the back straightaway, and there we go. Settle in, hit our mark. Going into turn 3, car nice and stable and set up for Denny Hamlin. And Hamlin, before the pit stops, was the only car that we were really worried about. So we'll see if he has anything for us as these laps wind down and he starts putting more pressure on those left side tires. Chase is dropping back a bit, no worries there. Let's make our move into turn 3, hit our mark a little bit high, but completes that pass, get the slide job done, and now it is just myself and Brandon, as it has been most of the year. Brandon going for his 17th win out of 36. Pretty impressive stuff. Next year we'll try to balance out the AI a bit, make them a little bit more tougher. It's just tough to get the qualifying and the race speed matched up, as this particular car set qualifies extremely fast, but then races, as you can see, really falls off a cliff. So it's either a worst to first challenge each week, or they drop back throughout the race. But either way, getting that good bite off of turn 2, Denny Hamlin has fallen off the radar completely. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a 2-car race. So we need to make sure that we take care of our tires. We know that he is on 4 as well, so his tires are just as good as ours. It all comes down to how we're driving through here, how much I am keeping the pressure on. Overshot turn 1 just a bit. I'm trying to see what's out there, see how hard I can charge the corner. I know this particular race we're able to get into the corners a lot better, turn 3 especially, and washing up. So I need to buckle down and focus here. That is the championship hanging right in front of me. Let's back it down a little bit better, try to hook that yellow line. There we go. If we can keep that yellow line pinned and help that car rotate, and Quinn Houff out there, probably damaged, or is that Daniel Suarez, one of the two? But it wouldn't be a race of ours if lap traffic did not come into play in the waning stages of this race. What I really need is some side-by-side lap traffic and really bring Brandon back to us. A good turn in 1 and 2 exchange. Oh, touch the apron just a bit, but that helps us rotate ever so slightly, but that does hurt our drive off, lighting up those rear tires. And Brandon a little free going into turn 3. That's why I like to see. If his right rear starts getting a little bit warm, he's going to have trouble getting that power down on corner exit. Getting it slowed up, just barely missing the mark by half a car length. Get it rotated. Left side's back on that paint. Come on, Daniel. Move to the inside. Nah, Daniel's going to be respectful. Give Brandon the bottom. And hopefully he gives us the same courtesy. White flag is in the air. One more lap to go. Suarez does give us all the bottom we can take. So let's see what we got in turn one. We're a little shallow. That's going to hurt our entry speed. But if we can wait on that throttle, get back as hard as possible, crank that wheel, and hope it sticks. So far, so good. Let's really drive into turn three. If we can roll that outside, we may catch some momentum. Brandon blocked on the bottom, but not going to be enough. Brandon is your champion of 2021 in our NASCAR series. Another fun year for sure. So we come across the line in second. Third place will be Denny Hamlin, coming up 2 spots short. Fourth place, Chase Elliott. Fifth place, Martin Truex Jr. 26 for Ryan Blaney, the other championship 4 contender. That hurts. So in the middle of 3 laps to go, Ryan Blaney makes a move to pit road, coming to 2 laps to go out of 6th place. So I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe, no, even a caution. We would have ended this race under caution, but DeBenedetto and Newman doing the same thing. Not sure about that one there. So 6th place will be Joey Logano, 7th place Eric Almirola, 8th place Alex Bowman, 9th place Brad Keselowski, and rounding out your top 10 is Kevin Harvick. So another year has come to a close, everyone. Another close season between myself and Brandon for sure. Always good to come down to the last race together. Let's do our celebratory donuts together to say thank you to the fans as well for tuning in each week and supporting this series. Definitely tell your friends if you've enjoyed it, and hopefully we will see you next year. But without further ado, let's take a look at the final standings. Not only the final 4, but the rest of the championship 16 as well. So we finished 1 point back, Hamlin 2, Blaney 25 point back. Chase Elliott is your 5th place driver. 13 ahead of Kyle Busch. Truex gets the tiebreaker over Alex due to his finishing position in this particular race, and all the way back 100 points to Kyle Larson. And if you're a fan of the old style points with no reset, Brandon finishes the season with 1,401 points. We finished in second with 1,367. So Brandon was 1 race clear of everyone. 952 total laps this season. Brandon led 258 of them. That's 27%. Not bad for us, leading 148, 15%. Ryan Blaney was honestly what I thought was our toughest competition, leading 165 laps. But a fun season nonetheless. I hope you tune in next year in February. But that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you next year for the Daytona 500 with the next gen cars. Take care.